It's such a beautiful morning. I thought I'd do a short video just walking the permaculture rows here. All the trees are all leaved out. It's looking really pretty. I just planted this goji berry this morning. That's a nitrogen fixer. I've never tried the berries, but they say they're really good to eat. This Josta berry didn't survive the winter. I'm hoping that it'll put up a new shoot from the roots, but it's not looking good. The birds are singing this morning. Look at how good the honeyberries are. They just love this cool spring weather. They're growing like crazy. And the Viking aronia is looking really good too. When I first planted those, I was really worried about them. They were those cheap buy in a bag bushes that you can get at like Tractor Supply for, I think it was $8. But they actually survived. Both of them did. And the currants are looking great. I'm hoping now that they're rooted good that they'll really take off and do good. That's a red currant there. And the other Viking aronia is over there. That's elderberry. This is sea berry. Chuskaya sea berry. That's been in the ground a few years. I can't wait to try those berries. They're supposed to taste like tang, kind of a citrusy orange taste. And they're full of vitamin C and a whole bunch of other vitamins and essential oils and stuff. And this old pink lady is really coming back. I think maybe a couple more years I'd be able to remove those supports. It got damaged really bad the first year that I put it in the ground. I bought it at Farm and Home. And the deer ate the whole left side of the tree, and the voles ate the roots. This poor tree's been through a lot, but it's a survivor somehow. I'm trying to spread the limbs and get it into an open shape. It's coming along. I'm really happy with the way it's doing for what I had to start with. The strawberries are looking beautiful. Tons of strawberries. Next spring, I'm going to take some of these out and put them over here in this row. I've already started this spring with some of them, but I don't want to take too many at a time. But it's nice. You can get free strawberry plants. They spread real easy. Very easy to propagate. That's the good thing about strawberries and other things like that that are easy to propagate, especially when you have this kind of area that you want to fill. That's why I like black raspberry and strawberry and sea berry. It's free plants. Yeah, they cost a lot when you buy them the first time, but after that, they're free. The Saskatoon berry is looking good. It even has a few little berries on the top. The comfrey's huge. All the honeyberries look really good. Now, look at the leaves on the apple trees in the permaculture row, in this first row that's really established good now. They're perfect. There's absolutely no fungus on them. The trees are like thick. The trunk is big in diameter. And if you really know what you're looking at, it's obvious how much better these trees are doing compared to the rest of the orchard. Here's my biggest sea berry. I can't remember which one that one is. I think it's Eva. But I've taken several starts off of it and put in the other row. You can see they spread through runners under the ground, and you can just dig those up and either sell them or put them in your other rows or whatever. I really should be selling those because they're worth a lot of money. Look at that apple tree. It's beautiful. And if you remember, if some of you guys that have seen my other videos on YouTube, this row was the most heavily damaged by deer. When I first planted the orchard, these trees suffered badly. I thought they were all going to die. And look at them now after the permaculture. It's like nothing ever happened to them. The salvia is starting to bloom. It's nice that salvia comes back every year, and it really doesn't take over. Salvia, I think, is in the mint family, and usually mints just go crazy and take over everything, but they're a bunch mint, like they bunch together. The blueberries are still alive. Not looking really very good, but they're alive. This one's put on some growth. The other one, the rabbits chewed it down pretty bad. This little gooseberry bush that I got from Mom and Dad's doing good. Got gooseberries on it. That tree is getting a lot of shaping right now. I got ties on it everywhere. I want to open it up, spread the limbs wide so they have plenty of sunlight on the fruit. That's going to be a really good producer, really strong tree. Look at all the new growth on this honeyberry. It's just loving it here. They kind of suffer in the summer heat. Our summers here get really hot and the sun is so intense. And they're more of a Canadian type plant, you know, they like the northern climate. Kind of disappointed my garnet autumn olive, this here. It was completely loaded with blooms this year, and I thought, great, I'm gonna have a lot of fruit on it. But the pollinators didn't really seem to like it that much, and I think it didn't really get pollinated very good. There was tons of pollinators. They were all over that wild autumn olive, but this one here, for some reason, they just didn't care for it. See, this is the wild autumn olive. It has white flowers where the garnet had yellow flowers. And I noticed the smell was different too. The wild one was more perfumey, and the garnet was kind of fruity smelling. I wonder if that had something to do with it. This honeyberry bush has berries on it this year, a few. Let's see if I can find one. The birds, they get these berries before you even have a chance. That's why I'm planting so many. I figure if I plant 100 of them, maybe I'll have 1 quart of berries that I can eat. Well, I think they've already got them. There's one little tiny one there. You probably can't even see it. Yeah, I think the birds already got them. Little devils. And the second permaculture row. This is a cherry crush that I top worked a Honeycrisp tree. The Honeycrisp just wasn't doing good at all. And you can see I did a double cleft on it right there. And it's slowly swallowing up the original stump. The amount of growth on that tree is astounding. It's bigger than the Honeycrisp was that I cut off already, and I just grafted it. I think it was last spring. Got a couple of new honeyberries here. That's Kauai. They're alive. We got a raspberry plant right next to it. This is viburnum. That's just for the birds. The fruit, the little berry, is edible, but it doesn't taste very good. So they're more for bird food. And these are strawberry sensation honeyberry. I planted those last spring. Of course, the sea berry and elderberry. This I did a double cleft on a Honeycrisp, and that is Gold Rush. And that one's another Gold Rush, but it looks like it didn't make it. There's no leaves at all on the scions. That's okay. If that dies out, I'll just plant a whole nother tree there. This is a Honeycrisp that I left. Puny little thing. Honeycrisp is just so needy. I think if you don't fertilize these trees and spray them and spray them and spray them, they just don't do good at all. And everybody loves Honeycrisp. It's got to be the hardest dang tree to grow. That tree is that tree is 8 years old from grafting. And it's tiny. The trunk is still smaller than my wrist. Compare that little bitty thing to that Franklin, grafted the same time. The Saskatoons are doing good. They're still alive. Putting on new growth. So that means they got rooted down good. Another Saskatoon, elderberry. The irises that I planted are coming up. This whole side of this row is irises. This is a gumi. That's a nitrogen fixer. Produces a really nice edible berry. About the size of a small grape on that one. That's a carmine cultivar. And me and Jace, we planted the black raspberries here. Brought some more from Mom and Dad's patch. Looks like all of them that we planted in this row, or pretty much all of them, really took off. They're gonna live. That's surprising, because I have a hard time with black raspberry here. They need a lot of mulch. This is Pitmaston pineapple. They're hard to tame. It wants to go straight up. This doesn't look like much, but there's stuff planted in here. Elderberry, and then seaberry. And I just planted these last, what was it, fall? Last November, I think, October. Those little bitty things, but they're alive, so they rooted. And that elderberry, I just took a cutting and just stuck it in the ground. They're really easy to do, and so are the seaberry. Here's the seaberry. That's it for today. I gotta get ready to go to work. So y'all have a nice day.